in present times SPSC is also getting difficult, and this was हाम्रो यो USA को 2025 को तपाईले पेपर हेर्नु भयो भने it was quite difficult, right? निकै tough conceptual knowledge वाला questions हरु आएको थियो. So we have to also level up. And one of the best reference that we have for this exam is tapeko UPSC. It's the best reference that we have. Okay, so this is something that I found in Reddit, and I keep using it to understand how students think. And this is probably one of the best key points that this person who has cleared UPSC has put down. Okay, and this is something that you should also follow. It's really good, and I'll tell you and I'll show you with evidence why we should follow this. Okay, so first mawale bannubhako cha static is king in prelims. Focus on revision of the notes from minimum standard sources. Okay, in the beginning we try to do everything. It's impossible to complete every single thing. There's only so much time, and you also know that कति जना 10 वर्ष पढेर पनि UPSC क्लियर गर्दैन, कति जना कलेज सक्ने बित्तिकै पनि UPSC क्लियर गर्छ, right? So there is no correlation between hard working and clearing exam, but there is obviously correlation between studying smart and clearing exam. Okay, so this is the first strategy that you have to follow, that you have to study smart. तपाईको त्यो raw traditional प्रकारले रटेको those days are over, right? पहिलाको exam चाहिँ डाइरेक्ट एकदम फ्याक्चुअल बेस्ड हुन्थ्यो. यो कोले भन्यो, सबभन्दा ठुलो के हो, सुपरलेटिभ्सहरु सोध्थ्यो, यो कहिले भएको, डेट्सहरु सोध्थ्यो. Those days are over. Now you can see that questions are moving towards conceptual clarity. They demand that you know the content well. They demand that you understand and can make educated guesses rather than just rote memorization गर्नु. Right? तपाईले USAO को prelims को paper last year हेर्नु भयो भने, or this year ko 2025 ko, it requires you to have a conceptual clarity with subjects. Okay, static is king. Static is history, geography, economics, not current affairs, right? And focus more on revisions. Okay, so I will give you evidence. I'll show you why this person is saying this. Okay, multiple revisions. Again, number 2 ma. Number 1 ma, again revision. Number 2, again revision. CA of last 1 year is more than enough. Okay, one dedicated source, more than enough. Okay, do not leave any subject, as UPSC and SPSC is also unpredictable. 2025 ko paper हेर्नु भयो भने, history was so difficult, right? History was extremely difficult. I think PhD गर्ने, masters गर्नेहरुले मात्रै त्यो history को question solve गर्यो होला. But environment was easy, biology was easy, right? So do not leave any subject. You have to cover the entire 100%. डल्लै तपाईले सक्नु पर्यो, right? It is unpredictable. UPSC is unpredictable, so is SPSC. I will to even go and say that SPSC is even more unpredictable, right? UPSC ko at least year after year after year हामी pattern देख्छ. तर this time we are lucky. We have कतिवटा exam भयो तपाईको 2025 मा, so we have a really good set of pattern to follow, right? So it should not be a surprise if it's unpredictable. You should think that that is constant. Okay, please do not fall prey to the videos going around about tricks etc excessively. Okay, this is something that I get a lot as well. म तपाईलाई फर्महरु पनि send surveysहरु send गरिबस्छु that what do you want भनेर, and students keep saying that tricks दिनु हामीलाई, I need study tips, I need this, I need that, and all of that. That's actually pseudo. तपाईले you're not actually doing the hard work. You are trying to escape the hard work. Okay, stick to a pattern. There is one way to clear the exam, and I'll show you examples on how to do it. Follow that. Stick to it. Be consistent. At the end of the day, tapeko how positive you are. Okay, you have to be delusionally optimistic. Ki the number 1 चाहिँ मेरो नाम छ. Everybody has to think that way. If you think ला हुँदैन होला, ला भन्यो भने हुँदैन पनि. ओके बिकज तपाईँ पढ्नु हुँदैन तपाईँले द सेकेन्ड यु थिङ्क हुँदैन होला तपाईँले पढ्नु छोड्नुहुन्छ पढ्नु छोड्नु भयो भने त अभियसली नै हुँदैन बिकज इट इज सो कम्पिटेटिभ राइट एभ्रिबडी इज गेटिङ स्मार्टर एन्ड स्मार्टर एन्ड स्मार्टर दे आर युजिङ साइन्टिफिक स्टडी टेक्निक्स सो द सेकेन्ड यु थिङ्क हुँदैन होला हुँदैन सो यु हेभ टु बी optimistically delusional. You have to live in a la la land where you've already cleared the exam and you त म त पढेको मात्रै हो भनेर. Okay? PYQs are very, very, very important. Analyze them at levels of knowledge, themes, and even decipher markers on how UPSC, SPSC makes questions. Okay, now this, please, note down. PYQs are very important, and I'll show you why. I'll give you examples why PYQs are so important. On the main day, you have to be willing to take risks and make educated guesses. Another, I'll give you again example for this. How do you make educated guesses, or what do you even mean by making educated guesses, or what do you mean by analyzing these PYQs? Do write some tests for practice. Okay, method of attempting, increase your knowledge base. Be selective, do a lot of tests. Okay, have broad-minded, be broad-minded, have a method of attempting questions. The exam studying for concept versus giving exam is very, very different. Okay, there is no correlation to higher IQ and clearing exam. There is no correlation. The running versus running for marathon is a very different game. Right, you also know that. My ekle goera त्यो ground ma 5 run 10 runs I can do that, but marathon requires practice. It requires me to measure my time. म कति छिटो गर्दैछु exam, मैले कति मजाले गर्न सक्छु, मैले educated guess लिनु सक्छु कि सक्दिन, right? So it's very different. Okay, don't think that सबभन्दा ज्ञानी जो छ उले नै exam clear गर्छ. No, the one who practices to clear exam, that person will clear the exam, not the smartest in the room. You don't have to be the smartest in the room to clear the exam. It's not, you're not writing an astrophysics exam or something like that. It's how you practice. Okay, how you practice will determine if you clear or not. And at the end of the day, luck also plays a big role. Your performance on the exam day, कतिजनालाई anxiety भएर सबै याद भएको पनि बिर्सिन्छ, blank भइदिन्छ, सबै याद भएको time कम्ती भयो because the person has not done enough mock test before, right? कतिजना answer writing लेख्नु डराउँछ. Every single day, or like very frequently, I kept writing in the group, please answer writing practice garnus. Even if it is bad, it's okay. It will be bad in the beginning, right? We can't be experts on day one. So because cycle सिक्दाखेरि तपाईं first day मा wheelieहरु त गर्नु थाल्नु हुँदैन नि. You need to first learn how to balance yourself, and then you'll eventually get about doing a wheelie. Right? You'll get better with cycling. तपाईं ट्रिक्सहरु गर्नु थाल्नुहुन्छ. Exam is exactly like that. Okay, so this is such a good set of 10 points that this person has mentioned. एकदमै दामी points छ. तपाई म तपाईलाई यो पठाइ पनि दिन्छु. I can send you the whole link to this of this Reddit post. Okay, and these other people also have said the same thing. You say comments, and you know that people in Reddit, they are very smart, right? They're very, very smart. So I want to add self-PYQ analysis where it helps to understand the language of the UPSC prelims question. Okay, this is actually a very clear breakdown. Do not overcomplicate or underplay. You don't overcomplicate or underplay the exam. Very important. It's not so difficult. तपाईले 20 वटा book, economics को 4 book, history को 5 वटा book त्यो पढ्नु पर्दैन तपाईले. You stick to one book, one resource, one content, but you have to revise properly. Okay, now to supplement all of this, I'll give you certain examples from the UPSC course. Okay, so let's see the PYQ analysis of UPSC and SPSC. Okay, they keep saying that yo garnu, right? PYQ analysis garnu banera, right? So Yeah, no, say this was USAO ko mains ma aako cha. Okay, this is tapeko biology. If you're someone who keeps on studying and all, you know that tapeko this is like a maybe six out of. It's a difficult question at once. Maile tapela yo bina. If I ask you, I don't think so. People will be able to answer this. Which of the following allochemical used by plants as a defense mechanism without the options? Difficult. Okay, but with the options it is slightly easier. Okay, the answer is unexpected. It is B, digitalis. That we don't directly study this, but we do study cytokinin, gibberellin, and abscisic acid. It's very one of the most important parts of plants. हामी यो पढ्छ and yeah, no, say these are the MCQs that we've added in the platform because it's very important. Important MCQs are all there in the platform. Your gibberellin, abscisic acid, ethylene, auxin. Okay, so by method of elimination, you would have figured out that this can't be the answer, this can't be the answer, this can't be the answer. Even if you did not know directly that it is digitalis. Okay, this is uncommon. We don't study as much directly, but method of elimination. Okay, taking an educated guess. Okay, this is very important. There is no way that you will complete the entire syllabus. तपाईँले यति डिटेलमा पढ्नु होइन तपाईँले एउटा सब्जेक्ट पनि सक्नु हुँदैन. एक वर्षमा तपाईँले हिस्ट्रीको मोडर्न एन्शियन्ट हिस्ट्री नै पढेकै हुन्छ तपाईँ. Okay, but you'll have to train yourself to write exams, right? Train yourself to make educated guesses. How do you do that? By constantly giving MCQs, and not just giving MCQs for the sake of it, but also figuring out that मैले suppose यसमा abscisic acid choose गरे भने why am I wrong? What are these then? Okay, so you have to there's a smart way of doing MCQs, and that's what you'll have to follow. Okay, another question, you would have figured out that these aren't the answer to it. Okay, another example, the pattern is so similar. यति साह्रो similar आउँछ क्वेशन्सहरु. तपाईँको USAO means article 21. Okay, तपाईँको आर्टिकल्सहरु सोधेको थियो प्रिलिम्समा, right? तपाईँको article 32 writsहरु त यति साह्रो common, right? तपाईँको it's all there. It's from what you've studied. But the point is you will have to revise. If you don't revise, सबै यति सजिलोहरु पनि बिर्सिनुहुन्छ. Okay, and your brain will forget. In just 24 hours, you'll forget 70% of the information. This is just how our human brain behaves. Okay, so you just have to learn how to revise. And there's a way to do it. That is space revision. Okay, and say, your question, which of the following, this was added. It's a very common question, right? Articles are so we'll just add. Right? And the same questions are, it keeps on coming. SI prelims mam त्यही आको थियो. तपाईको USAO को mam त्यही आको थियो. Same तपाईको exam mam यही question आउँछ. But the one who remembers will give the correct answer. One who forgets. Right? Again, this is a question that had come in sub-inspector exercise. तपाईको 2019 को paper मा आको. A piece of wire of resistance is cut into 5 equal parts. Okay, PYQ analysis, why it is important. USAO means 2025 ma same, almost very similar question. USAO prelims 2025 ma literally the same question, just alikati saro cha. 8 equal pieces, 5 equal parts. Okay, but as an aspirant, तपाईले रोटेर त जानु भएन नि त. तपाईले त बुझ्नु पर्यो नि त यो कुरा कसरी गरेको रहेछ भनेर. Right? And the same. Okay, PYQ analysis. And going a little bit beyond it, going a little bit extra as to understand it. The conceptual clarity. Ye question ghumaera diyo bhane ma sakchu ki sakdina. Okay, that is very important. Again, more examples. Say, the USAO ma tapeko environment questions. They've been asking left and right about reports, Bertland reports, theme of summit, right? Same SDG index, sustainable development report, sustainable development goals, right? That's how you know. So the same pattern is in, say same questions on this. Exactly the same in SI, USO means पहिला पनि तपाईको सस्टेनेबल डेभलपमेन्ट आकै हो, UPSC मा आकै हो, तपाईको अरु वेस्ट बेंगल पब्लिक सर्भिसहरुमा आकै हो, तर तपाई एक्जाममा गएर यही आको क्वेशन तपाईले बिर्सेर यसमै मिस्टेक पनि गर्नुहुन्छ. That's why it's not about तपाईले कति बेसी बुक्सहरु पढ्नुहुन्छ. It's about how what you have read and how well you have read it. Okay, so stick to a course. That's why they say stick to a course, stick to a book, revise. किनकि तपाईको क्वेशन त्यस्तो सारो आउँदैन, तर तपाई बिर्सिनुहुन्छ, त्यहाँ त्यसले गर्दा सारो हुन्छ. Okay, तपाईको conceptual clarity has to be there. Same thing, नीति आयोग त यति बेसी आएको छ तपाईको एसपीएससी को पेपरमा, तपाईको एसआई मा आयो, यूएसओ मा आयो, तपाईको कम्बाइन्ड रिक्रुटमेन्ट मा आयो, तपाईको अन्डर सेक्रेटरी 2017 मा पनि आयो, तपाईको लङ आन्सर क्वेशन मा पनि आयो. I dedicated probably 3-4 classes for नीति आयोग, but so many don't revise. एक पल्ट पढेर बिर्सिन्छ. तपाईले एटलिस्ट 5-6 रेपिटेसन गर्नै पर्छ. हेर्नुस् कति चाहिँ डरलाग्दो सिमिलर क्वेशन्स आएको छ. इफ आस्क अबाउट नर्थ इस्ट डेभलपमेन्ट, त्यही कुरा सोधेको थियो तपाईको कम्बाइन्ड रिक्रुटमेन्टमा, नर्थ इस्ट डेभलपमेन्ट डिस्ट्रिक्ट. अभियसली सेम एक्ज्याक्ट त हुँदैन, अलिकति घुमाएर फिराएर यसमा अलिकति टप को थियो भनेर सोधेको थियो. सेम, बट इट इज सेम, right? The pattern, you can just see the pattern. You say you Uttar Pradesh, sorry, not this, Uttar Pradesh ma aako first vice chairman SI means. It's almost like we are predicting this, right? It almost feels like we are predicting, but we are not predicting, because someone who is creating that paper is also referring to these papers. Okay, उसले पनि त हेर्दैछ. तपाईलाई आज मैले लु जाऊ एसपीएससी को पेपर बनाऊ है भन्यो भने तपाईले पनि त हेर्नुहुन्छ गएर कि लास्ट इयर कस्तो चाहिँ दिएको रहेछ भनेर. ओके, तपाईको यूपीएससी they'll take reference of UPSC, they'll take reference of other state services, and that's how we sort of also analyze and then predict it. Okay, but conceptual clarity has to be there. Right? This is exactly what we do. We just analyze it, we see it, त्यही नै आउँछ, तपाईको पेपरमा पनि त्यही आउँछ. Okay, it's all about how well you have read the same text. Okay, that's it. It's nothing that एकदम सारो आउने हैन, but you have to, coming back to this point, you have to multiple revisions. Static is king. Do not leave any subject. Please do not fall prey to too many. PYQs are very important. सबैले तपाईलाई त्यही भन्छ. UPSC को पनि त्यही हो, SPSC को पनि त्यही हो. PYQs तपाई any exam you write, तपाई जुनै पनि लेख्नुस्, SSC, CGL, NDA, CDA, CAT, जुनै exam लेख्नुस्, PYQs are important. त्यही नै आउँछ. This just examples, right? And these are just few examples. तपाईले अझै ब्रेक डाउन गर्नुभयो भने तपाईले यति सारो सिमिलर प्याटर्नहरु हेर्नुहुन्छ that you will just be like, oh, I just need to revise at the end of the day, right? I just need to revise. Okay, and you need to follow consistent deliberate practice. Okay, this is how you practice for a marathon. Exam is a marathon. It is not कि ground मा मैले 5 खेप भागे. It's not like that. It is having a specific goal. Your specific goal could be आज म Indian economy पढ्छु. Okay, intensely focusing on understanding it, conceptual clarity. Immediate feedback भनेपछि तपाईले MCQ गर्नुहुन्छ, तपाईले पढ्नु भयो, तपाईले MCQ गर्नुहुन्छ. MCQ ले भन्छ how right you are going, how wrong you are going. If you are going right, that means you've understood it. If you are going wrong, that means you just need to watch the video again, you need to read again. अहिले त तपाईको chat GPT छ, you can just go ask, right? It has become so easy, but you need to run a marathon. Okay, and you have to reflect. आज मैले 5 मिनेटमा 5 वटा क्वेशन गरे भने भोलि म 5 मिनेटमा 10 वटा क्वेशन गर्छु, पर्सि म 5 मिनेटमा 15 वटा गर्छु, maybe म next time 5 मिनेटमा 20 वटा गर्नु सक्छु. Okay, you have to reflect, you have to see where you are going wrong, how you are going wrong. Okay, so tapele, for all the ones who are new here, new to this game of competitive exam, tapeko, this is how your neurons will be. Okay, it's very new. You don't know anything. You don't know what the syllabus is. You don't know what you have to read. But your neurons will start forming. Okay, there's a concept in neuroscience called neuroplasticity, where your neurons will start forming. यस्तो हुन्छ तपाईँले अलिअलि पढ्दै जानुहुन्छ इट्स भेरी ब्रोकन इट्स अ ब्रोकन ट्रडन पाथ जङ्गलको रोड जस्तो सोच्नुहोस् ओके त्यहाँदेखि तपाईँले अझै रिभिजन गर्नुहुन्छ तपाईँले अझै रिभिजन गर्नुहुन्छ त्यहाँदेखि हल्का हाइवे बनिनु थाल्छ त्यहाँदेखि तपाईँ अझै बेसी रिभिजन गर्नुहुन्छ त्यहाँदेखि तपाईँको अझै डिटेलमा बनिनु थाल्छ दिस इज बेसिकली व्हेन आई आस्क यु व्हाट इज द फर्मुला अफ वाटर right? If I ask someone, if I ask class 2 ko nani, ulai ta yaad hundaina nani. But if I ask you, what's the formula for H2O? It's like it has become this khatra highway banisageko cha. Okay, this is where you want to reach. By doing this, you have a specific goal, you intensely focus on it, you immediately do MCQs, immediately test your knowledge, and then you reflect on how to improve it, and then you improve yourself. Okay, now I'll give you certain study techniques on how to do it. Yeah, and say flashcards were really helpful. Why is it helpful? Because it gives you immediate feedback. Okay, and it follows a principle called active recall that allows you to retrieve information from memory. You cannot do passive reading. तपाईँले टक्कै बुक खोल्नुभयो पढ्नुभयो भोलि त्यही बुक खोल्नुभयो त्यो रिड गर्नुभयो पर्सिम इट डजन्ट वर्क द्याट वे यु हेभ टु फोर्स योर ब्रेन टु रिमेम्बर ओके I think I don't know if one of you might have written this here, right? तपाईँ यहाँ हुनु पनि सक्नुहुन्छ, right? Flashcards and MCQs are super helpful. Okay, तपाईँ भिडियोजहरू टन्नै छ अहिले युट्युबमा. You search for any concept, there are 10 YouTube educators who are teaching you that concept. There are thousands of websites with notes of that particular concept. It's now about how well you practice your MCQs. Okay, and that is the very reason why we created space revision, in order to force your brain to remember, in order to put learning first. तपाईँले अरू प्लेटफर्महरू हेऱ्यो भने content मात्रै push गर्छ. But it's not about content anymore. It's about how well you are learning. Okay? Then you say everybody is a space revision, space revision, space revision. Okay, you can just say space revision helped, mock tests, recorded videos. Okay. Space revision algorithm. Space revision was a game changer. Okay. Space revision is a learning method. Okay. It is the space revision 1880s ma first it came about being 140 years of research, the most research scientific technique. Okay, so this is what I put ChatGPT. According to science, what's the top 3 best studies techniques students should use to top their exam? Active recall, flashcards. Okay, testing yourself repeatedly. Okay, space repetition, day 1, day 3, day 7, day 14. Interleaving. Okay, mixing and matching. You have to put in the effort. 18,000 MCQs, right? USCO, 10,300 flashcards. Okay, for all those who are new, you will have to put in that effort. You'll have to constantly do. And this is the space repetition. You can read about space revision. Okay. So now based on this, I'm just gonna, okay. So the due cards are this will help you revise. Okay, how does it help you revise? I'm just gonna press on this. Okay, here are questions like this. Okay, this will help you. This is space repetition. Forgot गर्नु पर्छ. Okay, भोलिपल्ट त्यसलाई revise गर्नु आउँछ. याद भयो भने 4 days, after 4 days आउँछ. Okay, it follows your space. All our MCQs follow space repetition. Okay, okay, this question was solved 8 times. Repeated practice, repeated revision. Okay, you have to keep on doing it. So ours is revision first platform. You'll find all your videos. We have live classes, right? To talk a little bit about the features of the website, we have live classes. Those all those classes are recorded. So even if you forget, एक दिन बस्नु पाउनु भएन भने you'll just get all the recordings here. तपाईँले पहिलाको क्लासेसको recordings पनि पाउनुहुन्छ. If you want to like study a particular subject, if you feel you are weak, we'll obviously be doing each and every one of them again. We'll be following a easy plus intermediate method of teaching for folks who are एकदम foundational level मा र तपाईले त्यो गर्नुहुन्छ. For students who are अलिकति advanced पुगिसक्नु भएको छ, you have to keep on doing the MCQs. That doesn't stop. You have to keep on doing the flashcards. It will not stop. राइट कतिजना तपाईँलाई याद छ युपिएससीमा उनीहरूले फर्स्ट इयरमा प्रिलिम्स मेन्स छिराएको हुन्छ तर त्यही प्रिलिम्स मेन्स थर्ड इयरमा उनीहरूले छिराउनै सक्दैन बिकज यु फर्गेट right? You forget. Mande katti biology padako, I have forgotten by now. Unless you revise, you forget. That's just how our brain works. We have notes. We are going to improve the quality of our notes as well. Table PDF or download pani garnu sakनुहुन्छ. This is super important. Table yo mock test se garnui parcha. Okay, so you have to just, and you can, this is also space based on space revision. You can take it again, your space revision algorithm. So everything has space revision, and that's why we named the platform as well space revision. It is based on the scientific study techniques. You can see your progress, how well you are doing. Okay, कतिको राम्रो गर्नुहुँदैछ कतिवटा तपाईले incorrect correct गर्नुभयो. You have to feedback, right? You have to keep on getting feedback on how well you do. If you want to start with answer writing, there's all these questions that we've already added. Okay, so this is our platform. If you find it a little difficult to use, you can let me know. AI pani cha. Afai pani flashcards, you can just make and add your own flashcards as well. You can just save your flashcards. Afai banaira pani save garnu sakनुहुन्छ. Okay, and this is one of the most coolest addition. I don't think so there's any platform in the world that allows you to do it. So you can just, if you're studying, and if you feel that, this is something that I feel is very important and the हामीले हालेको छैन भने तपाईले आफै MCQ पनि हाल्नु सक्नुहुन्छ तपाईले आफै बनाएर. It's just the space revision algorithm is inbuilt in the platform, right? We've worked really hard to build the space revision algorithm. It took us a lot of months to perfect this particular aspect, right? कति तपाईले any platform that edtech कुनै पनि इन्डियाको edtech platform हेर्नु भने nobody has space revision algorithm like how we have it, right? So you can add your own flashcards. It will be in the space revision algorithm. तपाईले आफ्नै बनाउनु सक्नुहुन्छ, edit गर्नु सक्नुहुन्छ. And I guarantee if you use this, you will not forget. तपाईले flashcard मा छ भने, and if you are doing it properly, deliberately then you will not forget. It is impossible to forget what is there in flashcards. Okay, so this is with the platform, how you study, some study strategy, and we're going to keep on discussing throughout our class. If you're choosing to join us, the cool thing is if you want to do a self study, you can create your own course free of cost. Afe flashcards बनाउनुस्, afe MCQs बनाउनुस्. It's an open platform. हामीले एकदमै open राख्दिएको छ. But if you want कि हैन छिटो होस्, उनीहरुले यति हालेको रहेछ 10,000 जति MCQs रहेछ, यो भिडियोहरु पनि रहेछ, notes पनि रहेछ, then you can take this course, you can join us, right? And we're going to keep on discussing all of these different aspects.
I'm going to talk about the book list. Okay, so तपाईले SPSC को website मा गएर notification त हेर्नु भयो होला. And one thing which you can see is that syllabus अहिले दिएको छैन. Okay, but that's not a problem because the prelims ko syllabus that has been the most consistent part of हाम्रो undersecretary ko exam. Starting from 2017 when I gave the exam, त्यति बेला syllabus prelims को त्यही थियो. यो मैले 2022 को USAO को exam को त्यति बेला त DSP पनि थियो. Prelims को syllabus हो, त्यति बेला पनि त्यही थियो. अन्त यो के भन्छ हाम्रो यो जुन चाहिँ रिसेन्ट इक्जाम भयो युएसएओ 2024 24-25 त्यसमा पनि यही थियो सिलेबस सो आई एम अज्युमिङ हाम्रो युएस 2025-26 को जुन चाहिँ इक्जाम हुनेवाला छ जुन चाहिँ रिसेन्टली अनाउन्स छ त्यसमा पनि सिलेबस विल बी दिस ओन्ली ओके so now I'm gonna focus more on this part of the syllabus general studies because although CSAT is very very important because if you don't do well in CSAT you may not clear the prelims and if you don't clear the prelims then you will definitely not become undersecretary you know but this GS general studies is the one that will give you the seat okay CSAT will give you the opportunity to fight for the seat but seat dilaune general studies nahi ho okay so let us get started with the books so first I'll start with Indian polity now Indian polity ko this book दुनिया भरको मान्छेले यही रिकमेन्ड गर्छ एम लक्ष्मीकान्त why this is a very good source भन्दाखेरि एउटै सोर्समा you will get prelims level and means level okay and this time we have thought that we will try to teach you UPSC को prelims level सम्म चाहिँ will try to teach you अन्त अघि तपाईहरुले देखिहाल्नुभयो क्वेशन्सहरु UPSC को प्याटर्न सित पुरा बेसी म्याच हुन्छ सो तपाईहरु चाहिँ UPSC को prelims level को तपाईको प्रिपरेसन छ भने तपाईहरु you will have a strong advantage now that doesn't mean कि you focus only on UPSC को prelims को questions you have to have a SPSC को कस्तो खालको क्वेशन आउँछ त्यसको प्याटर्न पनि हेर्नु पर्यो तर तपाई यो लेभलमा हुनुहुन्छ नि के हुन्छ भने धेरै जना स्टुडेन्टहरु UPSC को लागि प्रिपेयर गर्दै गरेको हुन्छ त्यही एक्जाम आएपछि दे स्विच ओभर टु SPSC okay so now what they have is that they are good with this यो मजाले कभर गरेको हुन्छ and now they are covering SPSC level मा okay so अब एक्जाममा क्वेशन कस्तो आउँछ त्यसमा धेरै कुरा डिपेन्ड हुन्छ एक्जाममा क्वेशन एकदमै SPSC मा जस्तो क्वेशन्स हुन्छ त्यस्तो खालके आयो भने दे विल हैव नो एडभान्टेज ओभर यु तर अहिलेको रिसेन्ट प्याटर्नमा हामी के देख्दैछौं भने पुरा UPSC लेभल टाइपको आउँदैछ क्वेशन ओके अन्त पहिलेदेखि अब आई हैव सेड दिस इन मेनी अफ माइ भिडियोस दैट UPSC सित पुरा बेसी म्याच हुन्छ अन्डर सेक्टरको क्वेशन्सहरु ओके प्रिभियस इयर सित सो विल टीच UPSC लेभलमा so the first book is Indian polity okay so please mark this down and then I would recommend you guys to buy this book okay another book another subject geography ko चाहिँ NCERT class 11 and 12 okay simple छ straightforward छ geography चाहिँ के छ भने geography is very vast but it is very very straightforward त्यसमा त्यो झुकिने खालको केही चीजै छैन अन्त त्यो आफूले पनि जियोग्राफी भन्ने कुरा त सबैजनाले एक्सपिरियन्स गरेकै हो कुन जग्गामा कस्तो खालके क्लाइमेट हुन्छ कस्तो खालके ल्यान्डस्केप हुन्छ हैन सबै कुरा हामीले अब्जर्भ गर्दै गरेको कुरा हो सो यो जियोग्राफीको लागि चाहिँ यो छ ओके वर्ल्ड जियोग्राफी चाहिँ यो NCERT क्लास 11 र 12 मा कभर छैन सो त्यसको लागि चाहिँ मलाई सबसे बेस्ट चाहिँ ICSE को 6, 7 र 8 लाग्छ मैले पहिला US 2017 मा वान अफ माइ मेन्स को अप्सनल सब्जेक्ट हो जियोग्राफी हाम्रो टाइममा दुईटा अप्सनल हुन्थ्यो त्यति बेला धरि मैले वर्ल्ड जियोग्राफी चाहिँ यहीबाट पढेको थिएँ एन्ड इट वाज भेरी भेरी हेल्पफुल एकदम कम्प्रिहेन्सिभ छ यो भन्दा डिप नगए पनि हुन्छ अब यो भन्दा डिप जाने भने प्रिभियस इयर क्वेशन्स हेर्नुस् अन्त त्यहाँ जे छ त्यो रिलेटेड मात्रै पढ्नुस् इफ यु try to like if you strategize for having the entire knowledge of this world then say you'll never be able to complete okay and then you'll never be able to revise also and Augie Priya has been telling you revision is most important so world geography this history को लागि अब आजकल हामी देख्दैछौं कि ancient र medieval बाट पनि अलिक क्वेशन आउन थालेको छ so this time we'll be focusing on this also and art and culture बाट पनि आउँछ so these books are very important class 11 को यो तमिलनाडुको बोर्डको क्वेशन बुक हो यसको PDF अनलाइन पनि तपाईले पाइहाल्नुहुन्छ यो तपाईले रेफर गर्दा हुन्छ एन्शियन्ट र मिडिएभलको लागि आई थिंक क्लास 12 को पनि छ जस्तो लाग्यो आई विल फाइन्ड इट आउट एन्ड देन हाम्रो जुन चाहिँ वेबसाइट छ वेबसाइटको PDF पोर्सनमा वी विल अपलोड दिस इफ यु गाइज आर अनएबल टु फाइन्ड इट एन्ड आर्ट एन्ड कल्चर तपाईँले अनलाइन पाइहाल्नुहुन्छ यो बुक एन्ड दिस स्पेक्ट्रम इज अ भेरी भेरी गुड बुक तपाईँको मोडर्न हिस्ट्रीको लागि मोडर्न हिस्ट्री अफ इन्डिया ओके सो यसले कम्प्रिहेन्सिभली उयो कभर गरेको छ अब यो ब्रिफ हिस्ट्री भन्छ बट इट इज नट ब्रिफ इट इज अ भेरी फ्याट बुक इट इज भेरी भेरी कम्प्रिहेन्सिभ सो दिस बुक्स अल्सो आई वुड रिकमेन्ड यु गाइज बाई वाइ भन्दाखेरि नाउ चाहिँ अब यु हेभ टु थिङ्क मेन्स पोइन्ट अफ भ्यूमा अल्सो ओके प्रिलिम्स मात्रै होइन मेन्ससम्म पनि काम लाग्ने चिजहरू चाहिँ तपाईँले बटुल्नु पर्यो सो दिस बुक्स विल बी भेरी हेल्पफुल इन द्याट रिगार्ड सो इकोनोमिक्सको लागि only these two books I would recommend because economics is quite complicated but at least अब यसो हेर्नुको लागि कहीँ रेफरेन्सको लागि एउटा बुक चाहियो भने चाहिँ दिस इज क्लास 11 को एनसीईआरटी बुक ओके इन्डियन इकोनोमिक डेभलपमेन्ट यसबाट तपाईँको धेरै एमसीक्यूजहरू सल्भ हुन्छ एन्ड टु अन्डरस्ट्यान्ड इकोनोमिक्स इन जेनरल इन्ट्रोडक्सन टु म्याक्रो इकोनोमिक्स यो चाहिँ क्लास 12 को बुक हो ओके यो पनि एनसीईआरटीकै हो ओके So science ko lagi che I would say you go for NCERT but go for only 8 to class 10 okay 11 12 may also be relevant in some case especially for bio but we'll be covering comprehensively you need not go to 11 12 मा चाहिँ के हुन्छ भने तपाईलाई छुट्टाउनु साह्रो पर्छ which is important which is not important अन्त अलिकति कम्प्लिकेटेड पनि हुन्छ साइन्स तर तपाईलाई हैन मलाई एउटा बुक चाहिँ चाहियो यसो हेर्नुको लागि भने चाहिँ 8 to 10 को एनसीईआरटी को हेर्नुस् एन्ड यु डोन्ट ह्याभ टु डु एनी न्युमेरिकल्स ओके अन्त जुन चाहिँ तपाईहरुको त्यो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी रिलेटेड क्वेशनहरु आउँछ नि त्यो रेजिस्टेन्सहरुको आई फिल द एफर्ट required to study all of that and to understand that is not really worth it. Okay, एउटा क्वेशन आउला त्यो चाहिँ छोडेकै ठिक छ किनकि त्यो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी एकदमै अलिकति साह्रै खालको टपिक हो स्पेशली इफ यु आर नट फ्रम साइन्स ब्याकग्राउन्ड अन्त तपाईले पढेर पढेर अब मैले त सबै नै कभर गरिसके कभर गर्नुको लागि केही छैन भन्ने सिचुएसन पुग्नु भने चाहिँ तपाईले त्यो इलेक्ट्रिसिटीको त एकदम रेजिस्टेन्सको डरै लाग्दो क्वेशन सल्भ गर्दा हुन्छ नभए चाहिँ तपाईँ अभोइड गर्नुहोस् एउटा क्वेशन छोड्दाखेरि इट इज नट अ बिग डिल ओके यु हेभ टु बी स्मार्ट अल्सो यु कान्ट कभर एभ्रिथिङ हुन्छ नि तपाईँले इक्जाममा क्वेसन्सहरू हेरेर ओके नाउ आई हेभ टु हेभ 100% नलेज अफ एन्टायर थिङ त्यो बोर्ड इक्जाम गरेको जस्तो होइन टपरले पनि हार्डली 70% ल्याउँछ ओके सो त्यसले गर्दाखेरि त्यो लेभलमा एटलिस्ट अन्डर सेक्रेटरी इक्जाममा त आई डोन्ट थिङ्क टपर इज गोना गेट मोर देन 60-70% ओके सो त्यो लेभलमा नगए पनि हुन्छ सो इन्भाइरोमेन्टको लागि दिस बुक इज देयर शङ्कर आइएस को स्ट्यान्डर्ड बुक तपाईले त्यो रेफर गर्दा हुन्छ फर रेफरेन्स ओके सो नाउ वी कम टु करेन्ट अफेयर्स सो करेन्ट अफेयर्सको लागि चाहिँ तपाईँ युट्युब भिडियोहरू तपाईँ रेफर गर्नुहोस् हैन तपाईलाई के कम्फर्टेबल लाग्छ इभन मिस्टर मनोजले बनाउनुहुन्छ युट्युबको भिडियोजहरू त्योहरू तपाईँ रेफर गर्दा हुन्छ त्यहाँदेखि करेन्ट अफेयर्स चाहिँ कस्तो हो भने इट इज सो भास्ट that you cannot cover everything okay and if you start thinking that I'll cover everything then you will get lost in the ocean but one thing is तपाईले करेन्ट अफेयर्स अब तपाईले स्ट्याटिक पोर्सन छिटो सक्नु भयो भने चाहिँ तपाईले करेन्ट अफेयर्स you can correlate with the static portion जस्तै जियोग्राफीको भयो ओके जियोग्राफीको कुराहरू त्यहाँदेखि इन्टरनेशनल रिलेसनको साइन्स एन्ड टेक्नोलोजीको त्यो एकदम करेन्ट अफेयर्स रिलेटेड आउँछ सो तपाईले त्यसलाई अलिकति कोरिलेट पनि गर्नुभयो भने राम्रो हो ओके सो त्यो प्रकारले तपाईँ अब मिलाएर चल्नुहोस् ओके करेन्ट अफेयर्सलाई यु रिलेट इट विथ द स्ट्याटिक पोर्सन ओके डोन्ट मिस द अभियस क्वेसन अब जस्तै आज सिक्किममा अहिले के हुँदैछ भन्नुहोस् त च्याटमा व्हाट इज गोइङ अन व्हाट इभेन्ट इज गोइङ अन यस्तो क्वेसन पुरा आउँछ है हाम्रो एसपीएससी एक्जाममा खतरा खतरा क्वेसन पनि आउँछ सिम्पल स्ट्रेट फरवर्ड क्वेसन पनि आउँछ आज के चल्दैछ हाम्रो सिक्किममा ओके द्याट इज टुमोरो द्याट्स अ गुड आन्सर टुमोरो अर्किड फेस्टिभल छ टुमोरो नट टुडे यस सुपर कारको र्याली हैन अब या सुपर कारहरु आएको छ वाट आर द कार्स द्याट केम सोध्ला, पोर्सा आयो, ल्याम्बोगिनी आयो होइन, सो दोज काइन्ड अफ थिङ्स दे माइट आस्क। अन्त कति तारिक हो पनि सोधिदिन्छ, 11 डिसेम्बर 12 डिसेम्बर हो होइन। सो दिस काइन्ड अफ थिङ्स दे आस्क। अब त्यो उयो अर्किड म्युजिक फेस्टिभलमा को थियो, एभरग्लो भन्ने छ अहिले, त्यहाँदेखि ब्लू भन्ने छ, वान सिक्किमकै ट्रेडिसनल लेप्चा ब्यान्ड पनि छ, त्यहाँदेखि नितेश कुनवरजुङ पनि आउनु हुँदैछ। सो दिस काइन्ड अफ थिङ्स एनिथिङ क्यान कम। सो यो दिज आर अभियस क्वेसन्स ओके। तर यस्तो भन्यो अरे ब्लूले फर्स्ट गीत कुन चाहिँ निकाल्यो भने अरे त्यो त कसैलाई थाहा छैन होला। सो त्यो मिस भयो नि, डोन्ट वरी, ला मैले ब्लूको त्यो गीतहरू सबै पढ्नु पर्ने थियो, डोन्ट थिङ्क लाइक द्याट ओके। सम क्वेसन्स आर कि 100मा 100 त कसैले ल्याउनु भएन नि त कम्पिटेटिभ इक्जाममा। सो त्यसले गर्दाखेरि कतिवटा चाहिँ एकदम साह्रो क्वेसन पनि आउँछ। अब त्यो उनको स्वेटर भन्ने पनि अलिकति फेमस ट्रेन्डिङ खालके छ भने नि त्यसको पनि मेक अ नोट अफ द्याट। त्यो उनको स्वेटर भन्ने अलिक फेमस भयो नेपाली मुभी, त्यसको डाइरेक्टर को हो, एक्टर एक्ट्रेस को हो, यसो जस्ट बी अलिकति क्युरियस एन्ड देन के छ ट्रेन्डिङ यसो याद गर्नुहोस् ओके। एन्ड मेन थिङ इज डोन्ट वेस्ट टु मच टाइम इन करेन्ट अफेयर्स ओके, बिकज करेन्ट अफेयर्स किप्स अन चेन्जिङ एन्ड देन त्यो आउँछ आउँदैन ग्यारेन्टी हुँदैन तपाईँ एक्स्ट्रा माइल गयो भने। तर के हुन्छ, स्ट्याटिक पोर्सन इज सेम, स्ट्याटिक पोर्सन आइबस्छ होइन, त्यही नै आउँछ मेन्समा पनि प्रिलिम्समा पनि। सो ज्यादा चाहिँ स्ट्याटिकमा फोकस दिनुहोस्। मेरो लागि चाहिँ आई थिङ्क द मेन थिङ, मेन टेक अवे फर करेन्ट अफेयर्स इज दिस ओन्ली, डोन्ट मिस द अभियस क्वेसन ओके। सबैले गर्नु सक्ने चाहिँ तपाईँले नछोड्नुहोस् ओके। प्र्याक्टिसको लागि ओके, आई गट द स्पेलिङ अफ प्र्याक्टिस भेरी भेरी रङ, प्लिज डोन्ट माइन्ड द्याट। एनिवे प्र्याक्टिसको लागि चाहिँ युपिएससीको यो बुक तपाईँले अर्डर गर्दा हुन्छ होइन। हामीले पनि वी विल मेक अ कोर्स, अ सेपरेट कोर्स द्याट विल हेभ द युपिएससीको क्वेसन्स। सो फ्रम देयर अल्सो यु क्यान प्र्याक्टिस। यो बुक चाहिँ किन्दा पनि हुन्छ नकिन्दा पनि हुन्छ, त्यो तपाईँकै मर्जी। कतिजनालाई चाहिँ अब बुकै चाहिने खालके हुन्छ। हामीले पनि वी आर वर्किङ अन पास्ट 10 इयर्स 20 इयर्ससम्मको चाहिँ युपिएससी पिवाइक्युज सबै हालिदिने प्रिलिम्सको, तपाईँलाई प्र्याक्टिस होस् भनेर हामीले त्यसलाई अलग्गै कोर्स बनाएर इट विल बी पार्ट अफ योर युएसको हाम्रो अन्डर सेक्रेटरीको जुन चाहिँ कोर्स छ त्यसमा विल गिभ यु एज अ बोनस ओके। सो तपाईँले यो बुक चाहिँ किन्नै पर्छ भन्ने छैन। नाउ द अप्रोच यु हेभ टु टेक, अप्रोच इज भेरी इम्पोर्टेन्ट। अप्रोच चाहिँ तपाईँले कस्तो गर्नुपर्छ भन्दाखेरि किताब चाहिँ अब डल्लै एन्ड टु एन्ड पढ्नु, एन्ड टु एन्ड सबै कुरा याद गर्नु चाहिँ साह्रो हो। सो माई अप्रोच वुड बी लाइक दिस। अब यु क्यान एडजस्ट एज पर योर रिक्वायरमेन्ट, बट माई अप्रोच वुड बी फर्स्टमा चाहिँ आई वुड वाच द भिडियो, जुन चाहिँ लाइभ क्लासेस हामी गराउँछ त्यो भिडियो हेर्दा भयो, या तपाईँ सेल्फ स्टडी गर्नु हुँदैछ भने यु रिड समथिङ समवेयर ओके, यु क्यान रिड अ बुक अर यु क्यान वाच, युट्युबमा पनि कति फ्री भिडियोहरू छ। सो यु क्यान वाच द भिडियो, यु क्यान गेट some idea on that topic okay। and even before this the main thing is to सिलेबसलाई चाहिँ तपाईँले डाउनलोड गरेर प्रिन्ट हिकाउनुहोस् ओके। अब सिलेबस हेर्दै तपाईँ वान बाई वान ट्याकल गर्नुहोस्। सो तपाईँले सिलेबसमा लेट्स चाहिँ यु आर ट्राइङ टु कभर एन्सियन्ट हिस्ट्री, सो तपाईँ एन्सियन्ट हिस्ट्री त्यो सिलेबसको रिलेटेड भिडियो हेर्नुहोस्, यु गेट सम आइडिया। भिडियो हेरेर चाहिँ यु हेभ टु मेक योर ओन नोट्स, आफै हातले नोटबुकमा लेख्नुहोस् ओके, दिस 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 यता त्यता भनेर ओके। यो रहेछ ब्रिफ लेख्नुहोस्। अब त्यो डल्लै कुरा एन्ड टु एन्ड कपी गर्नु पनि पर्दैन, त्यो जे लेखेको छ होइन, त्यो भिडियोमा जे भने सबै कुरा कपी गर्नुपर्छ भन्ने पनि छैन। तपाईँले के बुझ्नुभयो आफ्नै वर्डमा त्यो नोट्स बनाउनुहोस्। यसले के फाइदा हुन्छ, यु विल अब इफ यु डोन्ट राइट एन्ड इफ यु जस्ट वाच नो, देन यु स्टार्ट थिङ्किङ अफ समथिङ एल्स ओके। अब यु स्टार्ट थिङ्किङ ए अर्किड म्युजिक फेस्टिभल यहाँ कुन के भन्छ मजाको पर्फर्मेन्स हुन्छ, मजाको मान्छेहरू आउँछ होला, म पनि चिडिके भएर जान्छु, त्यहाँ कुनीको भेट्छ होला, कुनी के यु विल गो क्या, त्यो भिडियो अगाडि प्ले भइरहेको हुन्छ होइन, त्यो गएको हुन्छ थट्सहरू ओके। सो त्यस्तो छ। सो तपाईँले चाहिँ आफैले लेख्दैछ भने चाहिँ अब लेख्नु पनि त्यो भिडियो सुन्नु पनि त्यहाँ अर्को पनि खयाल आउनु त्यो साह्रो पर्छ होइन। सो इफ यु राइट तपाईँको कन्सन्ट्रेसन पनि बस्छ भिडियोमा ओके। सो त्यो हो भिडियो यु मेक योर ओन नोट्स इट विल हेल्प यु कन्सन्ट्रेट इट विल उयो के भन्छ तपाईँको आफ्नै तपाईँले कति मजाले बुझ्यो आफ्नो अन्डरस्ट्यान्डिङ पनि हुन्छ एन्ड मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेन्ट अघि प्रियाले 100 खेप जस्तो भन्यो रिभाइज गर्नु पनि हेल्प गर्छ ओके सो त्यो अब रिभाइज गर्दाखेरि त्यो डल्लै भिडियो कहाँ हेर्नु फेरि हल्का नोट्स हेऱ्यो भने छिट्टो रिभिजन हुन्छ त्यही भिडियो हेरेर चाहिँ के गर्नुपर्छ भन्दाखेरि तपाईँले MCQ solve गर्नुपर्छ now you'll not be able to solve all the MCQs and that's okay you solve the MCQs and you will realize कि even we will not teach everything that comes in the MCQs some you'll be able to solve some you'll have some idea but some will be very new so you MCQ related मात्रै तपाईं फेरि नोट्स बनाउनुस् ओके तपाईले MCQ मा एउटा नयाँ क्वेशन पाउनु भयो त्यो क्वेशन ओके यो त पढाएको थिएन क्लासमा यो के रहेछ यसो सर्च गर्नुस् सो लेट्स से यु आर इन दिस कोर्स ओके अब तपाईँ एन्सियन्ट हिस्ट्रीमा हुनुहुन्छ तपाईले प्री हिस्टोरिक पिरियडमा जानुभयो सो यहाँ तपाईँले लेट्स से यो टपिक तपाईँले कहिले पढ्नु भएको थिएन अरे सो ओके यो रहेछ एनिमल हस्बेन्ड्री यो यस्तो यस्तो हो हैन न्यू स्टोनेजमा यस्तो भएछ एनिमल हस्बेन्ड्री चाहिँ न्यू स्टोनेजमा भएछ भनेर तपाईँले यहाँ अब एक्सप्लेनेसन लेखेको छ तपाईँले नोट बनाउँदा पनि भयो नबनाउँदा पनि भयो किनकि यो त हाम्रो स्पेस रिभिजनले तपाईँले रिभाइज गराइहाल्छ बट इफ यु वान्ट यु क्यान राइट नोट्स एन्ड इफ यु हेभ मोर डाउट्स हाम्रो यो एआई तपाईँले च्याट जिपिटी चलाउँदा पनि हुन्छ या हाम्रो यहीँ एआई छ यो चलाउँदा पनि हुन्छ होइन MCQ सल्भ गरेर पनि आफ्नो नोट्स बनाउनु पर्यो किनभने लाइक आई सेड एन्ड लाइक प्रिया सेड it is not possible to read about everything that is asked in exam okay it is simply impossible tapai the video we teach it is for us to give you basic idea of what it is about that topic is about and we even go to basic to intermediate but exam ma चाहिँ त्यो बोर्ड एक्जाम जस्तो इनरबाट मात्रै आउँदैन अनौठो अनौठो कुराहरू सोधिदिनु सक्छ हैन जस्तै दे माइट जस्ट आस्क बायोलोजीमा व्हेन डिड द फर्स्ट सेल डेभलप्ड अब यो बायोलोजीको भन्नु कि हिस्ट्रीको भन्नु कि केको भन्नु हैन देयर द लाइन्स विल बी ब्लरी बिट्विन द टपिक्स ओके सो तपाईले MCQ प्र्याक्टिस गरेर मात्रै ओ फर्स्ट सेल कहिले डेभलप भएको यो क्वेशन सोधेको रहेछ हेरिराख्छु भन्ने हुन्छ देन यु माइट गेट अ क्युरियोसिटी फर्स्ट मल्टिसेलुलर सेल्स चाहिँ कहिले डेभलप भयो फोटोसिन्थेसिस कहिले आयो त्यो तपाईको क्युरियोसिटी आउला अब त्यो एक्जाममा आउला नआउला द्याट्स ओके हैन बट यु क्यान जस्ट सी के चाहिँ थियो भनेर सो देन व्हाट यु सो भिडियो तपाईले हेर्यो आफ्नो नोट्स बनायो MCQ सल्भ गर्यो MCQ जे सल्भ गर्न सक्छ ठिकै छ जे सल्भ गर्न सक्दैन त्यसको बारेमा नोट्स पनि थिएन भनी त्यसको नोट्स बनाउनुहोस् अन्त फोकस अन PYQs not any random MCQ and we also focus that only in our website mostly we have PYQs of different exams it could be UPSC it could be SPSC it could be तपाईको CDS NDA different exam हरुको हामी फोकस गर्छ किनकि उनीहरु चाहिँ स्ट्यान्डर्ड हुन्छ PYQs हरु okay and number 3 मा चाहिँ तपाई you can read the notes which is there in the website which I can just show you here ancient history okay I'll just go back yeah notes ma so notes ma यो हरु पनि पढ्दा भयो okay so you can read the notes it's here so तपाईले नोट्स पढ्दा भयो or you can go to अहिले भनेको reference books जति मैले अहिले भने त्यो चाहिँ डाइरेक्ट पढ्नु भन्दा चाहिँ पहिला भिडियो हेर्यो MCQ सल्भ गर्यो त्यहाँदेखि रेफरेन्स बुकमा गयो भने चाहिँ इट विल बी मोस्ट इम्प्याक्टफुल बिकज वेन यु ओपन अ बुक एभ्रिथिङ विल लुक इम्पोर्टेन्ट बिकज बुकमा चाहिँ अब बुक लेख्ने मान्छेले यो मैले इक्जामको लागि लेखेको भनेर लेखेको हुँदैन त्यो इक्जामको लागि लेखेको भनेरै लेखेको छ भने पनि के हुन्छ भने दे विल गिभ इक्वल वेटेज टु एभ्रिथिङ हुन्छ नि बट वान्स यु सल्भ MCQs of previous year questions then you will know okay this one is more important than this one so I'll focus more on that I'll read more on this अर्कोको okay I'll just get an overview भन्ने तपाईलाई याद हुन्छ तपाईले डाइरेक्ट रेफरेन्स बुक पढ्नु भने चाहिँ तपाईलाई एकदमै टाइम कन्ज्युमिङ हुन्छ Okay, so that's all about tapaiko your book list. So any question anyone has, you can tell me. On the maths Englishहरूको लागि चाहिँ I think the content we will provide will be more than enough. अन्त यसको लागि I don't think separate book is required. We'll have so many questions. बरु questions practice चाहिँ तपाईँले यो 21 years UPSC कोबाट गर्दा हुन्छ. तर another book, reference book चाहिँ I don't know. I don't think that much required, but it's up to you. Anyone has any questions?
So Tapile, you can just go here. You can take this course. Okay. After you take this course, Tapile, you will get the subscriber list, and from there, Tapile, you will be added to our group, and you'll be added to the live classes as well. The live classes will happen from Google Meet as well. It will be recorded in Google Meet as well, and then it will be added in the platform, like we have been adding it in the platform for all our previous classes. So this is our old USAOCO course. So as you can see here, we have added this topic wise classes. Okay, and the classes it's already been added here as well. So you can just find all the classes here, and obviously the live classes also you'll find it here as well. So you can just check some of these out. Okay, so once you subscribe to it, then you'll get added. So it is very easy. Tabile, you just have to, let me just show you once. Tabile, if you're a new user, you can just register. Okay, tabile, after name, email address, username, or you can directly log in from Google as well. Tabile, Google account para. It's up to you what you want to choose. So मैले यो पहिला बनाएको थिएँ मेरो. So मैले यो गरेर मैले login गरेको छु. त्यहाँदेखि यो login गरेर चाहिँ okay, let me show you from a new user's perspective how it looks. Okay, so तपाईले यो तपाईको यो यसरी खोलिहाल्छ. You can तपाईले फोनबाट पनि एक्सेस गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ. तपाईले यहाँ जानु पर्यो. Okay, तपाईले यहाँबाट गएर तपाईले you can just proceed to payment. Once you proceed to payment, you can either pay using EMI. Okay, EMI गर्नुभयो भने चलाउनुहुन्छ, तपाईले full payment गर्नुभयो भने for now we are undergoing 2 discounts. The first discount is your direct full payment discount and early bird discount पनि छ, which will be there for a week. So right now currently तपाईले 31st December summer you can get the early bird discount or the full payment discount, so 20% off huncha. Okay, or you can pay using EMI as well. So per month for 3 months you'll have to pay. Just get here. Once after you do the payment, then your course khullinja and you can get started with studying as well. And then Monday the we will start with the full course. But otherwise as well, the notes or you'll start getting if you want to start studying. Right now you can see that it's locked. Well, after the payment, all this will open up. You can start doing the MCQs. You can start reading the notes. We'll start adding the test series as well. Okay, it'll be done. The way 1 week, I will add all the test series that is there. The way you can go through some of the videos. The way ancient history, or any of the subject that you want. We'll obviously do all of this again. We'll do it in detail. So our live classes early in the beginning, let me just show you this as well. Okay, so this is a calendar that we have made right now. Okay, Taviko, how we will be starting? We'll be starting with foundational economics because we've realized that if economics is a new subject for you, alikati saro padnu sakcha. So ekdamai sajilo तपाईको हामी foundational economics, foundational plus intermediate classes bara thaldaisa. First we'll start with 1 class per day, which will usually be held around in the evening, because 7 o'clock, 8 p.m. because most of the people who join are already working, so they prefer ki alikati belka hos ki bihan nai hos. And aligati hami, as we progress on to January and all, hami we are increasing our classes to 2 classes. So tapaile euta class 7 to 8 p.m. bhayo bhane arko class tapaiko 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. or 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. huncha. Tapaiko link will be provided, will be sent to your email ID that you register with. Okay, whatever email ID you are registering with, तपाईको जीमेल अकाउन्ट युज गर्नुहोस्, तपाईको त्यहीँनेरि लिङ्क्स सेन्ड हुन्छ, जस्ट लाइक दिस. सो करेन्टली हाम्रो फाउन्डेसनल म्याथको क्लास चल्दैछ फरेस्ट बिओको लागि. सो इन द सेम वे हाउ तपाईँको यसरी जोइन विथ गुगल मिट गरेर तपाईँको अराउन्ड इन द इभिनिङ अर इन द अर्ली मर्निङ तपाईँको क्लासेस हुन्छ. Now, in from February, we will increase our timing of the classes as well. So we got tinta class because it's a big syllabus to complete, right? And it takes time. The bistari foundational garda. So tinta classes from February. Okay. So tapeko त्यति बेला एउटा क्लास चाहिँ बिहान हुन्छ अनि दुईटा क्लास चाहिँ इभिनिङ हुन्छ. So even if you एउटा क्लास तपाईले एटेन्ड गर्न सक्नु भएन भने, तपाईको बिमार हुनुभयो भने, or whatever happens, then you can just watch the recordings as well. Okay. So tapeko EMI ma, like once you go here, tapele register गर्नु भने tapeko यो पेज खोलिन्छ. Okay, तपाईको नामसँग यो पेज खोलिन्छ. तपाईले यहाँ फर्स्ट मा गयो भने US exam यो yellow color को देख्नु हुँदैछ. You can just go here अन्त तपाईको यो डाइरेक्ट पेमेन्ट खोलिहाल्छ. Okay, तपाईको यहाँ डाइरेक्ट पेमेन्ट खोलिन्छ. त्यहाँदेखि तपाईको you can press here, proceed. We don't usually do afternoon classes because a lot of them are in offices. So the office, so it clashes with that. So I'm usually either early morning or evening. Okay. So tabeko pay by EMI tabele yo option ganda bhayalcha. Then tabeko you have to put your phone number and the tabeko UPI use garera you can just pay tabeko 4,000 dekhayalcha. Okay, it's very automatic. And after you pay, you'll get some discounts that you can share to your friends or family. Discount, so you can use that as well. Okay, and you will get these two courses for free. One is the vocabulary course, a reference from the Norman Lewis, world famous Norman Lewis. It will help you with your English because you know that the synonyms, grammar, and orco course you will get for free is our current affairs course, which has past year's paper of PYQs. Of all SPSC PYQs, course ma paununcha. We are also creating one more course for UPSC, which will also be added with along with this. So for free of cost, that PYQ course which Ashwin was talking about, that will also be added. We're almost done. We've completed 6 year. Go now in just couple of days we'll complete that and we'll give that to you as well. So you can MCQs practice garna सक्नुहुन्छ.
How long will we get access? So the duration of live classes will be 3 to 4 months. You will get access for 1 year. So SI exercise course also will take out. Give us some time. First, US will sort it out, and then SI exercise also will take it out. Course budget. Course budget is it is actually hamro last time jati थियो 9,999. We are keeping it same. We are just adding the price alikati badako karan चाहिँ because we have to pay GST 18% and 2% that charge, convenience charge. So त्यसले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ alikati बेसी छ for a new user, but if you are an old user, it will be like there will be a lot of discounts there. Okay.
So someone is asking about test series. We have all of this test series already added, and obviously we're gonna be adding more and more because of current affairs or update basa. So we'll be adding, but some of the static portions, so the environment ko, world history ko, I think prelims world history, but polity ko, you can just all of this will be there. we can wrap it up now. It's already 9:18 bhaisageko cha, 1.5 hour. So I'm just going to take this last question. How to not focus on the result and keep working harder and smarter? I think that is one aspect that binds us all humans together since the start of humanity, right? That it's just, it is what it is. Like everybody, we're struggling one way or another. We're trying our best. We're trying to reach mastery, right? Hamro jasto Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Once we are done with the stable amount of needs, then we are like, what is my purpose? What do I want to do? What is my career goals and all of that? So that's just one thing that binds us all together. And I think we just have to embrace the uncertainty that life brings, and we don't know what the future holds. आजको भोलि तपाईँ एउटा मीम भएर अचानक फेमस हुन सक्नुहुन्छ, राइट? आजको भोलि जे पनि चेन्ज हुन सक्छ. So what I like to do is I just like to believe, I just like to be optimistically delusional. I am optimistically delusional to the point where I think that space revision will be famous across the world. Okay, that's just how I think, and that's just how I decide that this is how I want to go. So I make sure that every single thing I do it to the best. The platform I want to make the best, how I do things. So that's, yeah. And I don't know how sometimes it's just so magical how manifestation works. As much as I like to think that more logical through my scientific tempered samiro, sometimes just going ahead with things and saying that mero hunche huncha sometimes just happens, and you never know how life takes you, right? And you have to really embrace the fact that it makes you smarter. हुन्छ नि यो सबै कुराहरू. I recently I had gone to Bangalore and I was meeting this friend of mine, and she works for a climate change company. Okay. And उहाँहरूले चाहिँ के गर्छ भन्दा चाहिँ they do carbon sequestration in Darjeeling. Okay, there's in the field they do carbon sequestration in Darjeeling. Now I would have no idea what that would have meant if I had never studied environment. So it kind of makes you a very cool person as well, having this educated, smart, being smart, knowing all of these concepts, and then you never know from where life just opens up to you. Right? There's so many exams, so many things you can do, and it all starts with education. And as humans, we are hardwired to learn. तपाईँले हेर्नु भने dogsहरू, horsesहरू, the second they are born, they run. Right? They can walk, horses, cows, जुनै पनि. But हामी humans, we have to learn to walk, we have to learn to talk, we have to learn to drive, we have to learn every single thing. तपाईँ ABCD देखि अहिलेसम्म तपाईँले पढ्नु नै भएको, right? So this is just, it is what it is. Just have to embrace the learning aspect and then go forward.